What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good day, or at least trying to have a good day. I know the Philadelphia Eagle fans are getting a little crazy. It's just that time of the year. It's the off season. Hold on. Just want to put my camera up a little bit because it was a little far away. What's going on, guys? Everybody's going to be pissed off, and I totally get it. This big play Slay situation. Screw calling him big play Slay. This Darius Slay situation, it's just getting to a point now. And by the way, appreciate everybody coming to the stream. I didn't even do a thumbnail. I want to do something quick for like an hour, nothing crazy. We're going to be streaming Monday through Saturday all week next week. So we'll get the shakedown tomorrow. Me and Philly have been talking behind the scenes of everything that's been going on with a lot of the news that's been going on. Big play Slay, Darius Slay, and wanting this new contract that he does want and an extension. I'm not ready to give him more money right now. I'm just not. It's not happening. I'm not at a 32-year-old cornerback for a corner that played pretty good last year, but I'm not trying to give him more money. He's a $26 million cap hit. Okay? $26 million. And it's just too much, man. Like, the reason why nothing is moving with this Slay thing going on is because he doesn't want a restructure. He doesn't want a restructure at all. So if he wants an extension, I don't even know if I'm really into giving him an extension and paying him more money. Howie Roseman's being really smart right now. Howie Roseman's being very, very smart right now. You got a lot of moves to make, and people are like, well, if Slay is gone, then what are you going to do? You're going to sign a cornerback. There will be a market for positions. There will be a market, okay? I just don't see Slay staying here after this year. And really, to think about it, if you're going to trade him, you have to trade him post-June because you can't trade him pre-June because of the dead cap. It's like $22 million in dead cap with like $3.6 million in savings, which if you trade him post-June 1st, you get about over $17 million in cap space for him. They haven't restructured Lane Johnson yet. Your offense is perfectly fine right now. Your offense is intact. Other than Kelsey, whether he's retiring or not, moving Cam Jurgens to right guard for Samalo. You're not paying Samalo. And Miles Sanders, bye-bye. See you later. Okay? There's nothing much there offensively that you have to really worry about. Brandon Graham coming back was huge today. It was really big. Pause. Taking less money, 1-year deal for $6 million is great. That's cheap. That's the loyalty you get for a player that still wants to be here. I couldn't see Brandon Graham in another uniform. I just couldn't see it at all. You know what I mean? So it's just coming to a point now where I think you're good at defensive end. They'll add another rotational player in the draft, but you got to pair somewhat. I could definitely see a Bobby Wagner coming here to pair up with Nakobe Dean at linebacker. They need defensive tackles. They need that counter piece next to Jordan Davis because Jordan Davis needs one hell of a fucking year this year beyond. And your safety spot is empty, is a huge weakness. I don't like Kavon Wallace. Reed Blankenship has shown a nice little sample size for us, but like I said, we need to give him competition this offseason. How much do you really put behind our cornerbacks right now? With Bradbury walking, Maddox could potentially be the only corner that's left if Slay is traded. You got Zach McPherson, Josh Jobe, Mario Goodrich, some of these other guys that are available. But you're going to have to build through the draft. Just think about it, guys. Last offseason, besides Hassan Reddick signing here, we didn't really make any noise until the draft. And in June, we really didn't have some crazy free agency last year. by the start of free agency, we got Hassan Reddick, and then it was quiet. It was crickets for a while, really until the draft. And then after that, you know what I mean? You got to build through the draft. And I think that's what Howie's trying to do. I think that's what he's trying to do. It's not hitting the reset button, but you can't keep these contracts because if he keeps Slay at that number, it's going to affect a lot of things. You know what I mean? If Slay wants a pay raise, he can go. I mean, there's nothing else. Look, like you got to make sacrifices, man. Like as much as like people want to, we got to compete this year. I think this team can compete this year. Who knows? In a couple months, we might say, "Holy crap, man! Like Howie Roseman did a good job with his defense." Then it's really going to be up to Sean Desai, the new defensive coordinator, to really see where this whole thing goes. If he's the right man for the job. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Quarterbacks have to get paid. But I appreciate everybody coming to the stream today. I know people are going to be pissed off at what I got to say, and I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, it's my opinion alone. I respect anybody that disagrees with me because at the end of the day, we want this team to get better. You know what I mean? So people are going to be pissed. People are going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? We got GG Meta. What's going on, man? G says, I think he's just out there to find out in the market and Eagles will restructure his contract to something similar. Oh, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. I mean, Howie Roseman did give permission. And obviously, Slay and his agent are going to do their due diligence to just see what the trade market is. Like, what can you get for Slay if he is traded? If you get the $17 million in cap, and if you can get, like, I don't know what you're going to get for a 32-year-old corner, that's still pretty good that he could be a immediate need for another team. So we'll see. Barron says, yo, Joey, so happy BG is back. Eagles for life. Pretty pumped, dude. I'm pretty pumped. Came for a cheap price. Philly One says, yes, Slay can walk if he wants more money. I just look, I'd rather look if I had a choice right now, I'd get rid of Slay and sign Chauncey in a friggin' heartbeat. And I don't think this Chauncey thing is even, I don't think the Chauncey Garner Johnson stuff is really dead in the water yet. For some weird reason, I feel like the Eagles are still trying to make one last push before Monday to really get something done. Mary says, bro, Slay is selfish. I hope we trade him. Here we go. Look, I don't blame players for wanting more money, but I'm not saying he doesn't deserve more money. I'm saying is with our situation right now, there is no way they're going to pay him more money. It's how he's not agreeing on the number. It's just not there. It's crazy how Slay is doing us. Mon says, how is Slay selfish? A business. G says, Eagles asked Slay to take a pay cut. I'd be mad too. Well, a restructure is not a pay cut. A restructure is not a pay cut. He just gets more guaranteed money up front. It's actually a restructure for Slay is actually better for Slay and for the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like that's not taking it wasn't a pay cut. I mean, right now on the number, if Slay says, "Hey, I don't want a restructure. I want an extent," he's going to have to get restructured regardless. It doesn't even matter. But a new deal, what is this new deal going to look like? At what number, though? At 32 years old. You know what I mean? Mom said it hurts selfish when we're on 45 million. And he's just gonna get paid, period, regardless. Desert Eagle, what's going on, dude? He says, just gotta love how people bashing Slay and calling him selfish. Now he asks for more money. I'm not even bashing him. I'm just saying for what the Eagles' financial situation is right now, it's just not the right time for it. Like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm kind of getting out of this whole thing. That's all I'm saying. Punjab Kingsman says, hi, I just came from school. We could trade for him a one. Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. Probably not. Craig says, right now I want to draft Robinson or Gibbs and can't see it. First round, trade Slay, let Chauncey Garner Johnson go sign Patrick Peterson and sign Greedy Williams. Sign Jarvis Landry, Hardman, and Berrios. I like the idea of drafting Robinson or Gibbs in the first round. I like Kalijah Cansey from Pittsburgh a lot. I think he tested really well at the combine. His stock went up like crazy from the combine. I think would be a nice counterpiece for Jordan Davis in the first round if they go DT with that 10th overall. But I think you can actually get him at 31, 32, whatever it is, with our second first round pick. There will be a market for cornerbacks, obviously. There'll be a market for safeties. It just depends who they get. It just depends the market on some of these guys. Bears says, Desert Eagle, where are you going to give him money? We don't have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Philly says there's players like BG that want to win championships than players that Slay will want money. Well, if you guys remember what Slay said a few weeks ago, going to the offseason? He's like, I like that money. He's like, I like that money, but I would like to be here and get an extension. He said, I like that money. Obviously, these guys want to get paid. I totally get it. GG said, at the end of the day, only the Eagles know what's up. It's all speculation at this point. Yeah, I mean, that's the exciting part about this whole thing. It's all speculation. That's why I love the offseason, because I love speculation. I love rumors. I love diving into things and kind of the excitement of seeing what can actually happen. You know what I mean? Mon says, Juan, because Slay is more valuable, then that's why Slay is getting paid way more. Fly High says, bro, what's going on with our team? Mon says, are we going to cry when Hurts gets his 45? Nah, because that's what I'm expecting him to get. I'm expecting him to get paid 45, 50, whatever the hell it's going to be. I can't complain about that. But we can't be in QB hell anymore. Like, we found our quarterback. Like, they got to pay their quarterback. That's the way it goes. And once Hurts's extension goes through, you have to rely on the draft. You have to rely on the draft for a lot of things. So that's why those compensatory picks the Eagles are going to get next year are going to be very important, because once you're paying Jalen Hurts, those mid-round picks, you got 2 second-round, you have a first, 2 seconds, a third. You're going to have probably 3 to 4 third to fourth round picks next year. You're going to have like 12 picks, 11 to 12 picks in the draft next year. No joke. And you're going to need as much as possible. It's a business. It is. Kyle says, why don't we just let the rest of the defense go, get Henry, and go all in the draft? Or am I? No, you're not. Like, I feel like they could trade for a running back. As much as they won't go for Derrick Henry, I don't know, because he's going to cost like $10 million for the year. Dalvin Cook's going to cost like $14 million on a trade. They're expensive. They're not cheap, so Dalvin Cook's not taking a pay cut, and Derrick Henry's at $10 million. They could like split that up into 2 years if they want. I don't know. But obviously Derrick Henry is not a human being, and not much, and still has plenty of tread. I think he's just a different type of running back and would make us scary this way. If you trade for a running back, even DeAndre Swift, if he could stay healthy, would be an okay move, but it would give you it would get you a little bit more flexible to draft all defense in the draft. That's where I'm kind of going with this whole thing. Marazon says it's not about he don't deserve more. It's knowing we don't have the money now. Exactly. It's not about he's not deserving of it, or he doesn't deserve it at all. It's the situation the Eagles are in cap-wise. That's really all it is. Steve Shapiro, what's going on, man? He says if Daniel Jones is worth $40 million, then Hurts is worth 45. Yeah, definitely 100%. I think Daniel Jones was not even. I don't think he's worth $40 million. I mean, that's the same contract as Dak Prescott. Main Rave says he hasn't asked for more money. He asked for an extension, but apparently the number is not apparently the number on this new deal that Slay wants is not what Howie wants. So, like I said, someone said earlier in the chat, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know the exact number of these contracts and what Slay is declining specifically. But it comes down to number. I mean, that's what it comes down to. No. I got you. No. I knew that. I knew that. You're good. God, Philly fans going at it. Dude gets on troll and go touch grass. Mod says you can't count players' money as a fan. It'll drive you crazy. It's a business. You got to respect it. Corey says, I think we should have rebuild off the DBs and using young guys. We have a legit offense already. That's what I'm saying, dude. They're going to have to rebuild the defense through this draft. They're going to have to. And to be honest with you, they could fill 3 spots with immediate impacts easily with those 2 first and that second round pick. Okay. They could do a lot. Is it going to fix our defense? I don't think our defense is going to get fixed in 1 year, but deciding what Howie does in free agency will designate what the Eagles are doing in the draft. And it could actually surprise us. It could actually surprise us a lot. So GG says Hurts about to get paid. Well earned. Oh, 100%, dude. He says, I think all the roster space we are trying to feed up is to make one final push. I feel like the Eagles are going to make a final push for Chauncey Garner-Johnson. I honestly think there's a huge chance that they're going to make a push. I do. I honestly think it's going to happen. I'm not getting my hopes up about it, but I feel like so needless to say, okay, Chauncey Garner-Johnson was on Twitch last night and he was playing Grand Theft Auto. And I was watching for a while. It was actually pretty entertaining. And it was just filled with Philly fans in the chat. Oh, come back. We need you. And he's just trying to ignore everything that's going on. But he was wearing Eagles gear during which I didn't actually notice because he had like a hoodie on with the Eagles logo on it. I didn't even like kind of see. He was in a dark room, so I couldn't really tell. But he was wearing like Eagles gear last night on Twitch, and then people were kind of like, "Oh man, but you only take that so far." But Smith Eagle says, "What's 10.1 million if your defense going to be young and cheap?" Dave says, "Smash the like." But I appreciate you coming in, Dave. Man, we got a fight. Yo, Mizzle, what's going on, dude? He said, Joey, what's up? Sermon will be our starter. Oh my God. Every week we used to get this question during the season. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't. I honestly want to see with oh my God, the other running back that's on our practice squad. I haven't said his name in so long, I forgot. The guy from Oklahoma that played with Hurts. What's his name? Somebody say his name. I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, it says all these player leaving and fans are fighting now. Yeah, I know, dude. Like the offseason like barely has even started yet. It hasn't started yet. Kennedy Brooks, Liam. Shout out to Liam. Shout out to Connor. Yeah, Kennedy Brooks is another guy. And plus, when you only have 2 preseason games to really showcase what you could do, I didn't like the way they used him too much. He's more of a north and south runner. I like Kennedy Brooks a lot. I do like him. They just didn't give him enough of an opportunity, even though Nick Sirianni values these joint practices more than preseason. So I get it, but that's the way that goes with him. Mon says people are happy Hurts will get paid, but Slay trying to do the same. Why be upset? It's people aren't upset over it. It's just that he's a $26 million cap hit next year. He's making $17 million next year. He's making pretty good money next year for a cornerback. You know what I mean? So it's not that we're mad at Slay. We're mad at, we can't do this because of our cap situation. We need more young talent. It's just can't put too much into one guy, even though he's your number one corner. But are you really trying to keep Slay for another 3 to 4 years on an extension? I'm not really into it. For another year, probably, but for another 3 to 4, I'm not really into it that much. So he wants to say already got a nice contract. Hurts was on a rookie deal, bro. What do you mean? I don't know who someone's talking to. Jay says, what move should we make at linebacker? I think Bobby Wagner would be great. I don't know who else is really available. I haven't really looked at the linebacker free agents at all, if anyone's really available. I mean, who knows, man? Kaiser White could come back because I haven't really seen much news on him and how much interest he's got from other teams. Obviously, his coverage isn't great, but this is the Nakobe Dean era starting now. So I would say they're going to bring Kaiser White back. They could bring Bobby Wagner in because I think on CBS he was like the second most landing spot was coming to Philadelphia. Yeah, or they can go into the draft, you know what I mean? And draft one mid-round or whatever. I don't really have much faith in Davion Taylor anymore because he's always hurt. That's just the way it is. Mod says, Joe, I want the same difference, dude, trying to get paid. Stop counting slave pockets. Mayor said, "There's you get alive." Oh my God, this is getting crazy. Marco Polo says, "Let's re-sign CJ, make him our cornerback, then draft another cornerback at 10. Let Reed start at safety and sign John Johnson from the Browns." Now, John Johnson from the Browns, yeah, there's been a lot of rumors. Deshaun Gibson from the 49ers, I totally forgot because I made a video on it a couple days ago. Deshaun Gibson at safety. Adrian Amos is another one at safety that could be available because I think he's due to make like a 3-year, $6 million, $6.3 million deal, like 2 years, $6.3 million or something like that from Spock Track. There's a lot I think there'll be a market for safety, but no, Chauncey is going to be switching from safety he's going to be your starting safety, to your nickel corner, and you can always put him at nickel corner. And if you get more safeties that could play really well, you can move Chauncey around the field, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So, C. Hayes says Keely Ringo, sorry. And Sidney Brown in the second. Chase Brown is solid if you don't use a 30 for Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Ringo is leaving the first round at all. Sidney Brown could be in the second. But hey, I think for the Eagles' perspective of what they're going to do here, I want to actually see if they actually trade for a running back. I actually want to see if they give it a shot. If they get a running back and they feel comfortable, even Rashard Penny's another one they could probably go get. There's a good amount of running backs. I'm not even just talking about free agents. I'm talking about trade prospects as well for the Eagles. Thank you guys for the Kennedy Brooks stuff. Appreciate it. Yatsa Joey Shakes, what's up with these players leaving and fans fighting now? That's what it is, bro. Every offseason, it's almost the same thing. It would be a crime if Bijan or Gibbs got a team with a bad O-line. Yeah, same thing with Saquon Barkley when he was drafted. They wasted three of his years. I understand he was a little injury prone too, but they didn't. That was probably a mistake. Yo, Ron Yancey, what's going on, man? He says, Shakes, what's an emotional roller coaster this week, man? Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Yo, Lions Den, what's going on, dude? When I saw it, Chauncey Garner says farewell, but it was like 9:30 at night, and I took my ass straight to bed. I was so distraught. He's still following the Eagles on social media, so I'm staying optimistic. Yeah. It wasn't really I felt like that video was more of like in case it's goodbye, here's a video saying goodbye, but we'll see. Philly Gangs TV says Eric Kendricks, he's available as well. Totally forgot about him, actually. The Vikings have gotten rid of a lot of players. Adam Thielen's gone, too. They just released him. Yo, Twiz, what's going on, bro? Hope you're having a good day, man. LIB says, sorry, folks, we are at least 2 years away from the Super Bowl. May as well make Sermon running back one. I think with the offense that you have going into this year, we got to see how he does with this defense. We got to wait it out. Like last year, it was really quiet. Last year, they signed Reddick, and they didn't really do anything until the draft. They really didn't make any noise until the draft last year. You know what I mean? And in June, they made some moves. So, you know what I mean? It was a quiet free agency last year as well, because we were connected to every single wide receiver known to man last offseason, which is kind of crazy. THA, what's up, bro? If we're going to go young on defense, would love if we double on offense, double up on offense. Bijan at running back, Darnell Washington at tight end. Imagine the 12 personnel on offense. Yeah, and that's another thing that they could do too. If they feel like they want to add more firepower to this offense and go get a sensational running back in this draft, go get a Gibbs, with the second first round pick, or go get a Bijan at 10. Yeah, I mean, you're going to do a lot of damage. If you feel like you're not going to get enough in this draft where your defense is going to look, when you have less talent on your defense, you have to compensate it with good coaching, which Sean Desai is going to have to really be creative on getting pressure on quarterbacks. When you have less talent, it really pisses me off how much like Gannon last year in 21, or at least 2 years when he coached in 21 and had the excuse of not having enough talent. And then when he got all the talent and this past year, and the adjustments were just so horrible throughout the year until we faced a really good quarterback, and obviously there was a lot more issues with the Super Bowl besides the game in general, that we won't go into. But yeah, it was really tough. Really tough, but they can add some firepower with getting a running. You get a go get Bijan Robinson at 10. You got a running back for 5 years in the building. You don't have to worry about. And just imagine, like, not only you have the duo between you have two number one receivers in Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, but what you can do with the duo of like watching Hurts his legs with the running game on the read options, the RPOs, and having that counterpiece, a really good running back that's 3 times better than what Miles Sanders is capable of, would be amazing. Ryan says people could say all they want how he could draft, but like 10, 11 starters on offense were homegrown talent. And that's what makes a big deal too. Mayor said Chargers and Rams release some nice linebackers. Yeah, we're going to find out if they add any bodies to it. We'll see. There's a fool you threatened me when I said, oh, Jesus Christ, you guys. you kids fighting. You kids are fighting. So I'm thinking trade back 10 for a pick. The teams are early 20s, first round, and a couple late rounders as well this year. Running back and tackle pick, and the rest defense. Trade back 10. I'm not even interested in trading back that pick. The second first round pick, I can have some interest in trading back or actually trading ahead. And plus, you have that extra second round pick for 24 if you want to use that. I don't think the Eagles can afford to trade back unless like there's a player, unless it's for a player that they really do want. I mean, we'll see, but Levante David, he's going to cost a lot. He's going to cost a lot, probably. That kid's easy. Could the Eagles get Jesse Bates? No. I mean, if we're signing a safety, it's Chauncey Garner Johnson. I want Chauncey. I don't want Jesse Bates. I want nothing to do with any other safety besides Chauncey being here. Simple as that. And it's not going to be any cheaper to sign Bates. You know what I mean? I think one of the next year's seconds will be traded for more picks. Yes. Totally agree with that. I feel like that extra second round pick might do it. Steve says, have they not made Miles Sanders any offer at all? Do they just not want him back? They don't put, when you have an offensive line the way you have it right now for a long time, if Kelsey doesn't retire, comes back, Cam Jurgens moves to right guard. Cam Jurgens is supposed to be your next, future center. Your offensive line is going to be good for a long time. You don't need to pay running backs mid-tier to top-tier contracts. That's why I was already kind of getting myself prepared that Miles Sanders was going to be gone. That's just the truth, man. I don't think they'll ever pay a running back. This way, if they draft a generational guy, if they want to go get Gibbs, with that second first rounder, or which that's where I'm kind of leaning on. If they're going running back in the first round, you're getting Gibbs with that second first, and you're getting Bijan with the 10th overall. That kid Z says, how about Slay and the Eagles' 10th overall pick for the Seahawks 5th? Seattle has shown interest in Slay. Would that be more a move you consider? So if you're moving up to 5, who are you really getting, though? Do the Eagles really need to move up to 5, though? You know what I mean? Like, you're moving up. If you're moving up to 5, you're really trying to get somebody you really want. Do the Eagles really need to be at 5 to get who they want? Because honestly, I don't think they need to be at 5th overall. I think 4 quarterbacks are going to get taken. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will, if they have the 5th overall pick, I feel like they'll trade that pick back for a lot of picks within the top 10. Of course, they'll trade it, but I don't think they need to be at 5. And I think I would take it. I would definitely take the trade if you want to switch first round picks, but necessarily if they have the 5th overall pick, I would try to trade that back just for the hell of it. And not, I would trade it back within the top 10, a few spots, but why not? You know what I mean? I think they'll have the pick of the litter of a lot of players at 10. I think 10th overall is a pretty good spot right now. Hey, said the defense going to be mad. I want our offense unstopped. Let's get Bijan and Mecole Hardman, and he's available as well. Yeah, is Quez Watkins going to get traded? We heard the rumors of that a little bit, and Barrios will be available as a wide receiver 3 to a special teams guy. Like, I don't know what's going on with Quez. I don't know if they're keeping him. He's going to be really cheap for a team next year. I mean, if they can get like a 5th round pick for him, I'd be happy about it. But we'll see. Philadelphia Eagles fan 2 says, Joey, would you think we trade for Cook and re-sign CJ? Cook is I don't think Dalvin Cook is going to be possible because he won't take a pay cut. Apparently, a report came out he won't take a pay cut. He's going to cost like 14-15 million for this year, cap hit. For a running back taking a $14-15 million cap hit, it's not going to happen. That trade will probably not happen unless Dalvin Cook has no choice and like he starts to soften up a little bit, to maybe taking less money. We'll see. But I think Chauncey Garner-Johnson is still at the top of the list for the Eagles. We'll see. Let me check this chat real quick. Okay, making sure we're good there. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. GG Meta says, here are the Eagles' current picks. First round, number 10 overall. First round, number 30. Second round, 62 overall. Third round, number 94. Seventh round, number 219. Seventh, 248. Yeah, so there's no 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. And yeah, I think the Eagles will try to. I think that's why the Quez Watkins thing is interesting because I think they can get at least a late round draft pick for him. Well, guys, at the end of the day, like before the other year, we literally we usually always had day 3 picks all the time, like a lot of them. Now it seems like we don't really have that many of them now. So that kid sees his Slay in our 10th pick for Seattle's 5th. Would you make that trade? I already said that. Let's see here. Dario says, anyway, Joey, I got a feeling the real plan going to unravel later on should get great. Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath free agency. It's going to be a crazy offseason. It's going to be a crazy offseason. So Ronnie List says, I got to stop watching you guys because you guys get me nervous, and it's never good news. An hour ago, Slay won an extension. Slay wants to be traded. It's not. I never said that Slay wants to be traded. In the beginning, I didn't know what was going on. All it said was Slay seeking a trade. But this wasn't on Slay seeking the trade. Howie Roseman is talking to Slay's agent, and his agent is just doing his due diligence to see what the market is like. Doesn't mean that Slay wants to move on from the Eagles. It just means that they're doing their due diligence to see what the market is out there. And obviously draft compensation as well for the Eagles if a trade was to take place. But like I said, a trade would have to take place after June 1st because it makes you can't trade him now. It's impossible to trade him now, and you can't cut him either. So let's see. Armel says trade back Scoop Gibbs. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a wide receiver also due to the looming Devontae contract. I hope our books are situated. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. Look, at the end of the day, like Devontae Smith at the end of his contract is getting a new deal. Okay, AJ Brown's going to be gone. Simple as that. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Marvin Mims is another receiver that I would really like, and I think Mayor Slime, I think we talked about it on Twitter because I watched his tape and I really liked him. I think he's a huge upgrade over Quez as a number 3 wide receiver. He's got speed, he's got route running, he's got great contested catching, he has really good hands. You know what I mean? So you can always draft a receiver, there's no doubt about it. But when it comes down to the receivers of the future of what these contracts are going to look like 3-4 years down the road, Devontae Smith is going to be in Philadelphia for the long term. That's definite. That kid says Jalen Carter. Yeah, I'm honestly, look, I'm on the Jalen Carter train. I can care less. Like, I love Jalen Carter. And obviously, God, I always for Kanzi as well. Sorry, I was trying to say his first name. Kanzi from Pittsburgh is another one. So I'd be either or. I'd be fine with either one of those guys. Are the restructure actually hurting us long term? Hence the B Brooks retirement situation. No, I mean the Eagles are kind of paying for that because they're like still paying Brandon Brooks on contract, like he's still playing here. So like they're paying Brooks like over $9 million right now, like a little over $9 million. It's just a bad, like I said, like some of these contracts were just bad. These are leftover bad contracts that we've just had. We ate up the Carson Wentz contract, Brandon Brooks. We ate up the Alshon Jeffrey, Malik Jackson contracts a year or two ago. You know what I mean? The Eagles have eaten up a lot of money. But I like how they stayed aggressive, though. The dead cap hasn't really held them back too much when it comes to certain players, which is good. There's it's possible for the offense to carry a half decent defense to a Super Bowl. Yeah, of course. Oh, of course. But this coach has to be creative. You can't just put a half decent defense out there. Like you could put certain players out there, but that defensive coordinator needs to like be creative this year. We got to see what Sean Desai is all about. Statistically, I know he was bottom 10 with the Bears in 21 as a defensive coordinator, but there was a few statistics that came out. I think they were top 10 in sacks. He garnered pressure at times. He didn't have a lot of talent with that Bears defense in 21. Maul says trade up Slay, post 6-1 draft, the best corner at 10, sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That seems to be the plan. Yeah, look, if you want to trade Slay post-June, get that $17.5 million and get some draft compensation, go into the draft. And obviously, Witherspoon's probably the number one corner in the draft. And then obviously Gonzalez is my second, or either or, because I like both of those guys a lot. I think Witherspoon is probably the most polished corner in this draft regardless. If you want to do that and then go for, then if you sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you sign your number one corner, you get a counter piece in free agency, opposite side of who you draft as a cornerback, and then, take a defensive tackle with that second first round pick, whether it's Chauncey or if Jalen, Carter, moves down to the second first round pick. If that even happens, I don't know if that's going to happen. It happens. We all passionate about the team. Yeah, dude. Like, look, like we're all gonna fight and be bitter about stuff, but at the end of the day, we want this team to get back to a Super Bowl. I put out a tweet today. Okay, Howie Roseman is being really smart. Howie Roseman is really smart this offseason. Yeah, he could give Slay what he wants. He could do a lot of things, but he's constantly on the phones. He's constantly 10 steps ahead of other GMs. Howie Roseman wants to keep this team young and keep it competitive. Okay, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Okay, and I think it's really important. So, it's just one of those things right now where, it's a little scary because we're not used to seeing 12 free agents on your defense leaving one shot in free agency. Just give it time. Couple months down the road, we could look at this defense and be like, oh man, it may not be as loaded as last year, but it looks pretty damn good. I would just give it time. And I understand there's a lot of fans that want to panically just, if Slay gets traded, we got to get a cornerback. We got to get a veteran. We got to sign this guy. We have to go sign this guy. Oh, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's not here. Let's sign Jesse Bates. Like, it's just those moves make absolutely no sense. You got to build through the draft, especially once you pay a quarterback. That's why Howie Roseman has those comp picks set up for next year, where he's going to get three to four third to fourth round picks, because you're going to need as many picks in that draft next year as possible, on top of having the other second if they don't spend it this year. So it should be interesting. And if they trade Slay, there'd be no doubt they would look. If they trade Quez or they trade Slay, I wouldn't doubt if they try to get at least somewhat of a mid-round pick for next year on top of a pick for this year as well, that they try to simmer like another pick. You know what I mean? Beasties, that's almost like trading the division rival. Middle says Job and Zach may have a huge role for you at DB this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to bring to the table. Like, I know that Job was cross-trained from corner to safety this past off season. Like, I can't say what we have there. Zach McPherson's a 4th-round pick out of Texas Tech. I don't know. He's been a special teamer and a pretty good one. But Can these backup corners can that Josh Jobe make some noise? Can Mario Goodrich, that they paid the most undrafted free agent money last offseason, and they thought they had some promise in him somewhere, didn't pan out. I would hoping some of these DBs are going to pan out, but I can't say it's promising. Yo, who that dude? What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, dude. Derek Carr, man. How do you feel about Derek Carr? Smitty says, I could see Henry coming and restructuring his deal. Let me tell you something. If they trade for a running back, watch out. If they trade for Derrick Henry, and look, people are going to be like, no, it's not going to. Dude, like, I did a video on A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts working out in the offseason last year, and people were crucifying me for the video, for just, like, putting that video out. And then all of a sudden it happened. Like, things can happen, guys. Like, it's not impossible. Look, at the end of the day, if the Eagles want to trade for Derrick Henry, they could do it. It's not impossible. But you're thinking about the right and wrong decision of your roster right now. They added Derrick Henry to behind this offensive line. Imagine, like, God. I mean, it's just crazy, dude. Like, crazy. G says, no way, 14 million for running back. Yeah, Henry's going to be at 10 million, which they could probably flex that a little bit. Dalvin Cook is way too expensive right now. Oh, God. It's Philly Shakes 572. What's going on? He says, Joey, what's good? The offseason is really starting to heat up. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Slay. Slay should take advice from my man, BG. Yeah, well, BG's got a lot of loyalty, man. For $6 million for 1 year. Well, here's the thing, dude. It's different when you have a homegrown talent that's been on your team for years. That's the difference. Chauncey Garner-Johnson's only been here for 1 year. Slay's only been here for a few years. You know what I mean? Like, it's different when you're drafted here and you're here for years, and the loyalty that could present itself. And let me tell you something. There are guys that have been drafted from teams that have been on the teams for a long time and they want to go elsewhere. It's happened. But BG is just he's just a different person, man. He could have got so much money. Jim Schwartz from the Browns had a lot of interest. You know how much Jim Schwartz loves Brandon Graham. You want to add him to that Browns defensive line over there. And he took less money. Ron to Joey, what if we let Boston and Miles walk, trade for Swift, and trade up to 30 to get Bijan? Imagine that running game, man. So Boston's already a free agent right now. Miles is walking. Now, I definitely seen, like, if the Eagles trade for a running back and actually drafted one, it might be too much. I don't think they double dip in that too much. I think it's going to be one or the other. But that would be pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. We will see. Marvin Mims looks good as, yeah, dude. Like, you were right, because I remember you talked about him a while ago, and I watched a lot of tape on Marvin Mims, and he looks really good. Really, route running, his catchability, contested catches. He's smooth. I mean, pause, but you know what I mean. Just signing Pascal back would be, in my eyes, if Quez gets. Yeah, but you need more depth than Pascal. They'll need another receiver anyway. They'll need another one. If you re-sign Pascal for like a 1 year for like $2 million, and you want to go after another receiver in the draft like Marvin Mims, like I think you still need two more receivers right now, depth wise. You need at least two more receivers on this roster. It's Wallace says, what free agents do you think we target, especially if we lose Slay? I honestly don't know if they're going to sign a veteran corner. Maybe the guy from Jacksonville that, and he hasn't been playing fantastic. Like, because I'm not in the market to pay a corner a lot of money. I'm just not in the market for it, but you don't want to leave yourself stranded either. So that's why I feel like they might trade for a running back, and they might get Witherspoon with that 10th overall pick. They're going to draft a corner at 10. If they trade for a running back, they will go after a corner at 10. I feel like it's coming. Daz says if he's unwilling to restructure his contract, bye-bye. Mon says, Big D, we definitely trained back at 30. Eagles didn't want 2 first-rounders on the books. Eagles for Life says, kind of want Slade back since Bradbury will be gone. I know. Well, the Eagles want him back. It's just on an extension. Hell yeah, bro. Eagles for Life, what would you do in the first round for the? Yeah, I would draft the corner. If they trade, it really depends what they do. Right, it really depends what they do in free agency. If they trade for a running back, I feel like they'll go corner at 10. I feel like they have to go corner. They're gonna have to go corner within the first 3 picks. They have to. You have like 13 to like 16 cornerbacks that have like I think it's like 13 corners that have like a draft grade of like 4th round and up, which is pretty good. It's a pretty deep class this year. So if Carter's at 10, I'd take him. Yeah, that'd be another thing. If Carter's available at 10, sure. Yacht says, Joey, what do you think of next season's schedule? It's tough. It's going to be really tough. I actually like it. Most of our tough games are at home, but it's a hard schedule, and I actually like us having a hard schedule next year and to see what we're made of and what this team's all about. And I think it's better for us to have a hard schedule next year to see what we're made of. So. Kalu says, all these running backs are great. I would like to have a catching out the backfield like TH2K. Oh, Prodigy. Gibbs might be the number 1. I mean, yeah, probably. Look, I mean, Gibbs, you can line him up anywhere on the field. I mean, it reminds me of Alvin Kamara in a lot of ways. He's got really good vision. Catching the ball in stride. He's amazing. He's tough. He's got great balance. I think he's dangerous. I think he'd be dangerous pairing him up with Jalen Hurts. Bijan, dangerous. Just dangerous. Big D says, but his weakness are him giving up his play before the ball snaps or lack of tracking, but I don't know how much you want to fault DJ for the latter. Dad says nobody's going to take a Slay's contract. Not happening. You'd be surprised. If someone has a lot of cap, and they want to bring someone in, they could. We'll see. Eagles for Life is best corner at 10, running back, best corner at 10, then running back later, or take running back 2nd round because running backs are stacked this year. Yeah, another deep class this year. Jasabi, a.k.a. Pop Shetty, says, anyone out here panicking, switch to decaf, boys. What you need to know, BG is my guy. You don't think Howie laid the plan out to BG before signing. BG liked it and signed. We are good. Rest easy. Dad says, and the Eagles aren't going to eat that contract either. Slay restructure. Hey, you're gonna have to, man. So Yacht says Chauncey is better than Carter. I think you're wrong, but I respect that opinion. I think Carter is a lot better. And I think Chauncey just had a really good Chauncey's stock went up a lot too because he tested really well at the combine. Because I don't know how centralized or decentralized the size scheme is. His weaknesses are run game and the screen game, and opposing receivers get free release. Dude, give it time, man. Give it time. They had to hire somebody, bro. Like, I want to know from you guys, who else were they going to hire at DC? Because everyone's so picky about who the fuck we're hiring for our DC. That's what pisses me off. It's like, how do we find out that there's other coaches that could be really good coordinators? We don't. You got to give guys a chance. You got to give these guys chances. The Eagles went outside the box. They went out and tried to get the guy from Michigan. They tried getting Glenn, whatever the hell his name, from Georgia, defensive coordinator. They tried making moves. Like, you guys got to give it a chance, because half of the fan base didn't give Nick Sirianni a chance as the head coach. Okay, that's 100%. People thought he was, after that introductory press conference, they thought he was a one and done. Everybody thought Doug Peterson was a one and done. So I don't want to hear, like, oh, what he did. Yeah, like resume, sure. He's a Vic Fangio disciple apprentice as a quality control guy, for the defense for the Bears for a few years under Vic Fangio. And, he's been under a lot of good coaches. Just gotta give it a chance, man. Yacht says drafting DT first round 2 years in a row is beyond stupid. No, it's not bad. because the Eagles, that's where they draft. That would be crazy. Jesus, Henry would be fire. Yeah, dude. Nigel Freak, what's going on, man? He says, offensive league today. Let's build our O-line for years and put pieces around Jalen. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they trade for a running back. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me if they got Derrick Henry. It wouldn't. I mean, I would be really shocked. I'll be shocked still, but I'll be really happy. Add more firepower. What is the strength of your team right now? It's your offense. You know what I mean? You got to build your defense through the draft, because all these Eagle fans are going to panic. But, we got to sign this guy. We got to sign this guy. We got to sign. It's like it's not going to happen. it's not. Like you got 11, 12 free agents right now. You are not replacing that. That's just the truth, man. We got a super chat from Mr. Rudy Poo, and I do appreciate the super chat you sent me when I did the Howie Roseman video. I did a premiere. That wasn't the actual live stream. That was a video live stream. So I appreciate the other super chat you sent the other day, by the way. I saw it. Says, knowing what we are going to be cash strapped and Slay is pulling this move, I have to say this guy was never Philly. Oh man, I'm not going to be the guy that says any of this. Like, whatever he wants. Whatever he desires money-wise is what he desires. Do I think he should get more money? Not really, but because of the Eagles and their situation with the cap, it's a totally different story. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. But he said Desai, DJ, and BG also who believe in press coverage would be damn decent energy. Pretty sure Desai was a linebacker coach. Well, I know for the Bears, he was a defensive quality control guy for a few years, for 3 to 4 years under Fangio. That's what I know. So Mary says we should hire like a Bama or LSU DB coach or Florida. Yeah, we don't have a corner coach right now. Man, that was a big loss. Denard Wilson was a loss for a corner coach. I didn't really want him to be the defensive coordinator, but, Damien says, Joey, you're a beast. Appreciate it, man. So, Brent said, very unlikely we get Bijan. If we do, there's not many defenses that could stop our offense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get Bijan, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge issue for teams. Just imagine, like, the duo between Hurts and Bijan, and then having just having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, this offensive line. Not only do defenses have to watch for Jalen Hurts' legs and keeping the ball for himself, but having oh man, it would be a force to be reckoned with, man. Yacht says draft Joey 672 with pick number 10. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not in shape like I used to be. I mean, I'll play for free. So I'll play for free if I have to. That's the Slay is being too selfish for the liking right now. Mr. Ripu says Slay knows we're trying to retain guys with no money and he wants more. It's Wantless says no way Howie drafts Bijan, sadly. Big D says if someone doesn't want to be here, you can't force them to stay. Well, yeah, we've already learned that. we already learned that with the quarterback that we had. So Mr. Ripu says, well, it's almost certain that we got corner at 10. Yeah, I don't think it's certain. I don't think it's certain, but it is. We'll see. We'll see. I think it just designates what we do. Shaw says, does Leonard Wilson, Slay potentially whoever rookie quarterback we get is going to struggle? Lost Leonard Wilson, Slay potentially whoever the rookie cornerback. Oh, I mean, yeah, because you don't have anyone that kind of guide him. I mean, having Slay in the building, just God damn it, Slay, just restructure your contract. Bring in a number one corner and just let him learn from Slay for the year. Let him get better under Slay. The best teacher you can have is Slay. And if, leave it. That's what the issue we had last year. Like in 21, we had a huge issue. There wasn't a lot of veteran presence on this team in 21 with certain guys that were coming in as rookies, and, it didn't really help. So Texas boys, the Eagles so scared of the Cowboys getting Bijan. They trying to get him at 10. That's the reach of the Cowboys did that. Eagles fans saying they're dumb. Well, I mean, you're paying 2 running backs for $26 million. They're retaining Tyron Smith, old man grandpa Tyron Smith. I don't know why with a deep running back class, they're franchise tag. I mean, Pollard getting franchise tagged is great, but Zeke making $16 million is really stupid, and it's a lot of money with 2 running backs and a lot of promise that the Cowboys need to do something this year, which, we'll see if that happens, but Dad says I won't be mad one bit if Howie takes Bijan at 10. Miroslav says, Texas boy, nobody talking about the Cowboys. This is a subscribers only stream. Kenzo's 4 reports says if they lose Hargrave and Carter, is there a 6th Howie? Is there at 6 Howie has to make the move? So you're talking about Howie moving up to 6 overall? Is that what you're saying? They're losing Hargrave. They're not paying over $20 million a year for Hargrave. It's not going to happen. Every time I see something over 10, 11 million for a player, I'm like, nope, we're not getting them. It's just not going to happen. There's this Bijan KG Scott. If we keep him in Sermon, seems good to me. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Now, Scott's a free agent right now, but he'd probably come back for a 1-year deal, most likely. So I wouldn't mind it, but I want to see what they do in free agency. I want to see the moves that they make. I think Eagles trade 10 back. If Jordan Davis there, then no. Draft Bijan in mid of the round and use a second first round for cornerback, which they could do that as well. Misery Boots said Detroit can have Slade back. I'll take a second. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to get for him. I want a pick for this year, and I want a pick for next year. I want a mid-round draft choice for next year, and I want somewhat of a high pick for this year. I don't know if you're getting a first, second round pick for him. At 32 years old, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if you're really going to get that out of him, but I'd say a third might be stretching it, but a third might be actually fair. It sounds stupid, but if I was Howie Roseman and a trade is going to go down and Slay, they just can't work on a new deal, I would just try to get as much out of a team as possible for him. Witherspoon is probably my favorite. I think he's the most polished corner. He's probably one of the most handsy physical corners, but he's got that pushback attitude, which I really like. He's got those fluid hips, pause, but you know what I mean? Yeah, his craft is really good. Really good. I like him. Him and Gonzalez are really good, but if you're going top tier, I think you're going Witherspoon at 10. That's what I think. Biddy says, no one's scared of the biggest playoff chokers in the 21st century. I'm pretty sure they'll be more afraid of defending Super Bowl chokers. Kezo says the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with 2 rookie corners because their offense was so potent. And that is true. That is very true. Bounty stuff says, Slay do not need to be back on the team. He about the money. Yeah, so there's a lot of, look, I totally understand. If fans don't like him for that situation, I respect it. I'm not going to talk down on anybody that thinks, oh, you shouldn't think Slade just wants the money, or, there's going to be people that think he wants the money. There's people thinking he's going to be selfish. Like, I get it. I get it, dude. I'm not against any of these opinions. Like, it could be any or. So you said Texas boy wants Robinson and franchise tag Pollard, you dope. Oh, this says Eagles are dying to get more day 2, day 3 picks, so they are most likely trading back. Dallas secondary trash O-line. They want a running back. Oh, I forgot the super chat. The super chat doesn't come up. I don't know why. We got Jeff Phillips. Thank you for the super chat, man. He says trade 10, 12 to 13, get best cornerback, and 30, get Gibbs. Yeah, look, if they want to move back like 2-3 spots, I have no issue with it. Like, if they think like moving back 2 spots, 3 spots, that they're going to get the player that they want to get, I have no issue with it. You need a couple mid-round picks for it, I'm totally fine with it. You know what I mean? That I really don't have an issue with. Let's see here. See, Marisol says Cowboys paid Zeke all that money just for him to play center in a playoff game. Oh, God. Texas says it's funny. He's just saying Joey saying draft Bijan at 10. Philly saying draft Bijan at 30. Both not going to happen. It's all about the excitement of the draft, man. Like, I don't know why fans got to take everything so literal. Like, this is all speculation. Like, we have no fucking idea what the Eagles are going to do. That's the whole point of the draft. That's the whole point of free agency, because it's the excitement part of the whole thing. It's all speculation. As much as, yeah, every team, every fan base probably wants Bijan Robinson. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. And the Eagles have a lot more holes on this defense than there is their offense, but they could add more firepower. Even if it's not Bijan's not the best, he's the best name out there, but getting Gibbs would be a huge name in the draft as well. So trust me. He says, you think Howie has secretly signed CJ and that CJ is just trolling us? I don't know. On his Twitch thing last night, he was wearing Eagles gear last night. And for some reason, like, the Eagles have been freeing up a little bit of money. They got rid of that guard. They got rid of what's his face for $1 million. They restructured Jake Elliott for like $2.5 million. They restructured Kelsey for $2.4 million. BG signed to a really cheap deal. So there's more moves to come. I feel like the Eagles are making a last stand for Chauncey Garner. I'd rather, to be honest with you, if it was a choice between losing Slay and keeping Chauncey and losing Chauncey and keeping Slay, I would keep Chauncey in a heartbeat. It's a building block piece that you need. And yes, you're just going to have to figure it out with the cornerback position, but you got to get Chauncey in here. You got to keep Chauncey in here. John Jones, Darius, and 30 for Ramsay. No. I'm not. Ramsay wants a new deal on top of signing. Not happening. I'm not touching it. And plus, I don't even think the world of Ramsay at all. I really don't. Like, with the Jags, he was good. Then when he got to the Rams, he was okay for that 1 year. And then he kind of fell off a little bit, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a big Ramsay fan. I just don't think it's going to happen. Joey, like fluid hips. I do. But not in men, though. Not in men. We can all agree on that. Michael says he's our number one corner. He should want what he has and shouldn't have to restructure. He faces best receivers in the game. Well, yeah. Well, last year they didn't shadow him on the best receivers. They kept him on one side of the field most of the time. Gannon, a perfect example of him shadowing receivers like that. When I was there live at the link. I had such a good time. That Vikings game, when he was shadowing Justin Jefferson, like, you got to give Slay something to do. You can't just keep him on one side of the field 8 to 10 yards off the ball. You can't do it. That's why I think some of it is Slay's fault, but some of it is Gannon's fault too last year. But George said, no other Eagles content creators working as hard as you. 3 videos, just half a day. Other creators would just make 1 big video in the evening. Well, sometimes I appreciate the comment very much. Sometimes I will do a whole bunch of videos. Sometimes I'll do sometimes I'll put like 5-6 things together in one long video. I like doing those because it really, instead of making 3-4 separate videos, I can just do one big video, because then you can listen to a longer amount of time. Me and Philly 500 and I think we've been very consistent every offseason, probably the most consistent out of all the off seasons. And, we work really hard. And, and we enjoy doing it. And obviously the draft's coming up and we're going to be streaming all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting, but I appreciate the comment so much, man. There's 260 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, like the stream if you guys haven't, and check out the pinned comment. We do draft highlight reactions and other stuff. You could be the lowest tier member. Hit that link in the pinned comment and become a member of the Shake Squad Army today, or the link in the live chat, whatever you want to do. So I appreciate it so much. Jordan says, no other Eagles content creators. Oh, sorry, I read that. But says, if we trade Slay, we could pay for CJ. I don't necessarily. I don't know necessarily. If you restructure Slay, it's what, $13 million. They get what, 13. I think it's like $13 million. If you trade Slay post June, it's $17.5 million. I think they can get it done regardless. Gustavo says, what up, Joey? Interesting offseason going on so far. Yeah, we're killing each other. We're killing each other right now. That's what we're doing. But he says, I like to keep him, but a matter of whether he wants to be here. Philadelphia Eagles has stolen Super Bowl with an overthrown pass by Patricia Holmes. He whined for a penalty. The Broncos are releasing Chase Edmonds per source. His release will save. Yeah, how much is he going to cost? That's what I'm saying, bro. You could window shop and pick up the item, but if you don't see what the price is, I'm out. I am out. It's like going into a brand new house, but instead of going into the house, I look at how much it is from the outside, and that's all I need to know. Amir says that we need Gonzalez at 10. Would love Gonzalez. Kendall's 4 says Slay was 4th in rating against the first 8 games, but ended up 38th. He aged before our eyes. It's time. Robert says, let's get Roschon Johnson with the second round and go defense. Ooh, getting Bijan Robinson's backup, the bulldozer. I like him. I did some tape on him as well. I do like him a lot. Packs a punch. Yacht says, Joey, did you know Sean Desai is vegan? I had no idea. How would you know that? I don't know. Travis says, Howie doesn't draft defensive backs in the first round since Lito. Dude, it doesn't. Why does that matter? Why wouldn't they draft a corner in the first round? That's what I don't get. Sidney Jones was supposed to be if we didn't draft Derek Barnett, if Sidney Jones didn't have that Achilles injury, he would have been the first pick. David Spadaro during the draft night was interviewed and said the pick was supposed to be Sidney Jones that night. With the 14th overall pick, it was supposed to be Sidney Jones. And because of that injury, he dropped to the second round at 52. I don't believe that. Because they didn't. I don't believe any of that. So what are the Eagles going to do? They're going to draft a corner in the 4th round? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do then? I'm not going off of past. Eagles for Life says, Texas boy, your QB is 30 and has to make the NFC Championship game, which is nice. Jake Elliott has back-to-back career years. Jake Elliott played really well. Please no Ramsay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either. Like he's another like all talk. Like he's all talk. He talks way too much, and like sometimes he gets burnt pretty bad too. I don't think he's playing well. Would you want OBJ? No. Cowboys get Hopkins. It's over. I don't think it's over, dude. Like you guys can't do anything. You guys choke in December. Like I don't get why you guys hype up every year. Like you guys wait, like you guys shouldn't even show up for the off season. You just waste time. I mean, you literally just said Bijan Robinson was going to be your running back. I guess you don't know your own roster. So, which is pretty bad. So, who's going to throw to D-Hop? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Making back-to-back vids the same night is pretty risky in the view and turnout department. I do them whenever. If I feel like I have to make a video, I'll do it. Like today was just like, it was Slay, and then it was Brandon Graham. Like when news comes out like that, I'm going to be here to make a video, whether I'm out doing something, whether it's on my, and I have to, if I have to make a video on my phone, I'll make a video on my phone. I don't care where I am. I'll make it whenever. Cody says, happy Friday, Joey. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Cody. Appreciate it so much, man. Very much. Dad says, you and Philly better be wearing those Matt Corral jerseys. They brought us luck last year. I got my Matt Corral jersey. I got it. It's in my closet right now. It's clean. It's good. It's ready. I don't know. It's up to him what he wants to do. If he wants to change the last name on it, I don't know. It's all he's the good luck charm. So, we'll see. I love the swagger team we bring, not the Ramsay style though. John Jones says we have to stop drafting all these older players. We should focus on defense this draft and get young. Yeah, they're gonna have to build through the draft, bro. That's where it's gonna go. Brand said the Eagles save a bunch of money if we extend Slay. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, the problem is he wants more money. That's the issue. The issue is he wants an extension, but he wants more money. He doesn't want the restructure will give him more money up front on the current deal he's on right now. But with an extension, that number, he wants that number to go up a little bit. And the Eagles don't agree on the number. And that's why nothing is done yet. Barron's problem with letting Slay go is we need a whole new second. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Maddox will be the only looming person that's around. So Rudy Booster Slay wants $20 million. Oh, hell no. Bro, I hope that's just you saying that. I don't know. That's crazy. Let's see here. Eric Kendricks would be good. Daniel said if Carter's at 10, then get him at 10, the best available corner at 30. I agree with that. I'd go DT in corner. Kalen says that they don't get a corner at 10, Deontay Banks. There should be good options later on. Who says, do you think we trade up at any point in the first? Yeah, I don't know. I think they could trade up from 10, maybe if there's somebody there that they really want. Maybe if they reach some 6 to 8, they'll trade up. I don't know, though. I think they're at a good spot at 10th overall. 4 quarterbacks are getting taken in the first round. You'll have 5 more picks till the Eagles pick. So Travis Ricketts says Howie prioritizes in the trenches draft day. So defensive lineman or offensive lineman in the first round. It's Howie's dull. No, it's totally true. They've been looking at offensive linemen. Who'd they bring in? They had what? They had obviously DeJuan Jones, Paris Johnson, the two Ohio State tackles. Osiris Torrance could be another one at guard that they could have interest in. There's a lot of guys that they could go get. So they've already brought in a few of them on visits. They are have visits set up for pre-draft on the 30 pre-draft visits they have this year. Brandon, how much is Slay asking for? Someone said 20 a year, bro. Like, bye. See you later. Like, there's no way you're paying that. If he was like 28, 29, sure, maybe, but not 20. I'd work on a new deal if he was a little bit younger, but I'm not trying to extend him for another 3-4 years. There's just no way it's happening. There's no way. Mr. Rufus, the Slay wants a top 5 corner pay, which is around 20 mil per. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Reps Slay said he wants to be here. I think he's staying. Yeah, I know he wants to be here. There's no issue with him not being here. He wants to be here. He wants more money on an extension. That's what it is. Some Black Ninja said, I think we need to draft the corner if Slay leaves. And if Slay leaves, we need to make sure Chauncey Garner Johnson is signed. Thank you so much, Some Black Ninja. If Slay leaves, okay, you have to make sure that Chauncey does. If Slay leaves and Chauncey leaves, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be so freaking mad. You have no idea. I will be beyond pissed off if that happens. Oh man, that will put me over the edge. Like that I will have the most ranting video you have ever seen. I would have to literally go outside because it wouldn't be good in here. It wouldn't be good in here. They let Slay, if Slay gets traded, they get $17.5 million and they get some nice draft capital with it, and they still let Chauncey walk. Mr. Rudy Poo says, and Slay is rep by Drew Rosenhaus. Yes, so explains the random contract issue. The guy is a vulture. I won't be laughing. That's what I'm saying, bro. Can't let Chauncey walk, man. 25 years old. Come on, dude. You can't. You can't do that. Oh, man. What's going on, EC? Ismail, what's going on, dude? He says, I feel like Howie's up to something. Maybe get money back and get Henry. Dude, I feel like they could trade for Henry. I do. I feel like that can actually happen. I mean, we're going to be streaming all week next week from Monday to Sat for probably the next. We're going to probably be streaming every day for like 2 weeks. We're going to be streaming every single day. It's going to be a big week just to hang out and talk Eagles and see what's going on. Philly D said, the way I look, defense played like trash in the Super Bowl. Let's see. President CJ Stang, I hope he was wearing the Eagles jersey, a helmet, and like Eagles things on Twitter and retweeting things. I don't know if there's anything been new on Chauncey so far. I've been looking today, but I don't think I've really seen anything, to be honest. You know what really pissed me off from that Super Bowl II with Slay as well? What really pissed me off is when we got beat on that jet motion 2 times. We got beat on that jet motion 2 times. And Slay, like, as soon as the guy went in motion, he, like, just started running. He didn't look at the guy while he was running in motion with the guy. That really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Mr. Rupert said Zach McPherson, Josiah Scott season. Oh, hell no. Reb says, I agree missing on DK Metcalf, J. Jez, and all these picks that were bust. JJ Whiteside, if Slay leaves and CJ not signed, and we ride at the link, Joey. If they fucking do that shit, I will be pissed. Oh, that's pretty good. William Jackson III released by the Steelers. That was actually a corner the Eagles had a lot of interest in too. Wouldn't be bad either. Wouldn't be bad either. You're not going to get no shut. If you thinking like there's no such thing as shutdown corners, you're not going to find one. Okay, Sean Desai is going to have to create pressure. The defensive end position is not bad right now with Graham coming in. Still got Reddick. Still got Josh Sweat. You know what I mean? I would really hope they move Kyron Johnson from outside linebacker to defensive end because I really do like him a lot. I really want to mold him into more of a defensive end. DT is just very, very bad right now with just Jordan Davis and Milton Williams. That's really it. Ryan, dude, trust me, I've been following all your tweets, bro. I really hope so too, man. I really hope so. Yacht says Judge Jefferson, DK Metcalf, sheesh. I hope Miles sees that big. I did. Follows suit and stays. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, he was wearing an Eagles hoodie, I think, or whatever it was on his when he was on Twitch when Chauncey was on Twitch the other night. Deep Blue Sea says, with Joey, would you trade down for Howie? Right now, I don't know. Like, if they end up getting a couple mid-round picks, if Slay's gone, if Quez is gone, they get some couple mid-round picks. I might not. Really just depends on who's still available by the time that pick gets to 10. Really, who's really available by that time. So, K. Peep said, no, Joey was pissed us off about Slay. No, Joey, what pissed off about Slay was the 3rd and 30 play from the Dallas Cowboys that was completed. Yeah, I forgot that was his fault. Too. That's actually probably the perfect. That's probably the perfect example, to be honest with you. Travis says we're gonna keep keeping our eyes and try to figure out how he's moved. So we'll be up all week post free agency. Can't wait till the roster shapes up. Yeah, I'm excited. I will be streaming all week starting Monday. I'll be streaming all week. We got a super chat from Marshall Chambers. Thank you so much, man, for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. He says at 32. The performance in the Super Bowl and the financial situation Eagles in, this is not the position a leader takes. I think it's best Slay is off this team. So you're saying because he is a captain of this team, because he should do all he can, he should really do all he can to make sure this roster is up to par and should help this team as possible. A lot of people are going to disagree with that because if he just thinks he deserves more money, which I don't think he does, okay, we're probably on the same page with that. I don't think he deserves more money, but what I could say is that with big play Slay, there has been some issues this year, whether you want to blame it on him or blame it on Gannon, the way Gannon has used Slay in some of these stupid schemes this year. Slay has made some mistakes this year. And there were some easy receptions, some easy ones this year that he gave up. So if he wants to get paid $20 million a year, bye. See you later. I mean, I can't emotionally keep him here just because, like, oh, he's been here. He's our captain. He's our number one corner. Like, it goes by cap, and it goes by like what's good for this team going forward, for the future of this team. A lot of people are looking towards competing for this year, and I understand that, but you got to look at the future of this team. You know what I mean? So I totally get it, man. Appreciate Super Chat so much, man. I appreciate it very much. Let's see. Esmond says if Slay wants. Ryan says, sounds like Jalen Hurts and Philadelphia Eagles are closing on a contract study. Yeah, so it looks like it's going very well between Hurts and the Eagles. Like, they're on the same page. There's been no issues with the contract negotiations, which I'll get into more of that on another video. But it looks like it's looking pretty good right now. It's looking pretty sweet right now. I'm not a big fan of Marcus Peters, man. How much is that going to cost? Like, that's what I'm saying. Slay needs to take a cheap deal like BG's captain and make our team better. Ishmael says Slay wants trade. That means they are bringing Matt Patricia. No. I think that Matt Patricia crap was all third party news. Like, I don't. We already have our linebacker coach with DJ Elliott now, the defensive coordinator from Temple. I don't think that's even on the table anymore. Now, Joey Shakes, remember when the team was all together and happy a month ago? Oh, yeah. Yeah, before the season ended. The rep says the way it's looking, Slay is leaving. I personally like Gonzalez and get someone from free agency. I think they're going to have to dip in free agency for a corner up to par with contract, and I think they'll have to get one at 10. If Slay is gone, they might have to get one at 10. So Sean says that Slay has been in Gann's system since he became an Eagle. We know that Gann couldn't put these guys in position. He got by off the talent on defense. Dude, man, the hate for Slay is just, man, it's getting crazy now. Now you're saying like it. Well, dude, like corners benefit off a really good pass rush. There's no doubt. The whole secondary benefits off a really good pass rush. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I totally get it, man. Totally get it. It's crazy. Michael Renzi, what's going on, man? So if we get Henry or Bijan, our offense elite and unstoppable, I think one of those moves is going to happen, man. I honestly do. Sean says I would be able to judge Slay fairly in a system that works for him. As far as more money, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I could be like, hey, look, this is what we'll do for your Slay. We'll restructure your contract. You'll be making a lot of money, and plus, hey, we're gonna have a different scheme this year. You're gonna love it for this year. But if he wants more money, bro, it's I don't like it, man. Let's see. Daniel says trade Slay offer to pay $3 million of his $18 million to pay Chauncey's $13 million a year, and that will open up $2 million in the cap. BD says Dallas fanboys, Eagles fans think they're getting Henry. They delusional. Always Dallas. We're getting DeAndre Hopkins and it'd be over. Well, did you think we were going to get A.J. Brown last year? Probably not. And don't say you did, because nobody did. Nobody did. Simple as that. I don't know why it's like because the Eagles didn't do this in the past, it means they will never do it ever. Like people got to stop with that shit. It really annoys me when people talk like that. I don't like that. Can't stand that. Ryan says we gave Slay the first captain job. Then he does this to us. The hate is unreal. The hate is just unreal. I mean, look, everyone's got an opinion. I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I respect it. I got nothing against it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying any of that, you know? Killer Ghost said, "Hey Joey, what's going on, man? What do you think about Slay trade?" I think if he wants 20 million, he's gone. See, Jess Fever says Jahmyr Gibbs is the back we need. Totally agree. Love him. Fan of the Batman says, "Yo, what's up, Joey? Thanks for being there for the season and off season. Every single day, bro. I won't have a day off until June. pretty much. I won't do June and July are like the 2 months where YouTube is really down. Those are like my down months. And that's when I go on vacation and I do other things. And I forget about the Eagles for a couple weeks. Yeah, that's where it all happens." David says paying Henry with all these needs on D would be nuts. It's not nuts because what's your strong suit right now? Your offense. Okay, there are plenty of teams out there that have won championships with defenses that aren't loaded. The problem is, like, because we were Howie Roseman spoiled us last year with the moves he made. Okay, we got spoiled, and we had a defensive coordinator that didn't know how to use these pieces and didn't make adjustments. So that's one of the big problems we have, unfortunately, and it sucks. BC, I'm just explaining Dallas fanboys contradicting themselves. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's them every single year, bro. I mean, we're not surprised. Barron says, "Do you think Blanchard will be one of our?" I think they need to give him competition. I think they still need to draft a safety. They need to bring more competition to the room. He gave us a nice sample size, but I'm not saying he's a pure starter for us yet. Played really well, but I think he's on a nice path right now to really do. I think they need to put some competition in front of him, see what he could do, and we'll see more. But he says Slay's been a liability lately. That is true. Slay's departure would leave a hole in our defense backfield. That is also true. Yeah. So it's like there's a good thing coming out of it because you're freeing money and you have a chance to bring some players back, but you're losing your number one corner, and now you're down to Avonte Maddox in your secondary, and that's it. But I'm telling you right now, to heal the pain of Slay leaving, I would honestly, to be honest with you, it's really not going to bother me if Slay leaves. The pain of Slay leaving. Why am I even saying that? I won't even really be hurt that much because you're not paying him the money he wants to get. If it's to bring Chauncey, Garner, Johnson back into this defense, I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it. Slay is not like some big shutdown, like some special player that we have. He didn't have a fantastic year this year. Yeah, I think he was bailed out. I think a lot of the guys in the secondary were bailed out because of this defensive line. Yeah, I totally agree with that. He's a good player, but I don't want to put all my chips into one basket with him. I don't want to put everything into him and give him $20 million a year and choke this front office with the cap because it's what he wants. You got a deep corner class. Guys, we're going to take a hit on defense this year. We're going to take a hit. We're not going to have what we had last year. It's not going to happen. People need to realize this. You have to add another weapon to that offense to put 35 to over 40 points a game. That's what people don't get. Like, oh, we lose Slay, we're done for. Bro, like, what else do we have on our defense right now? We don't have defensive tackles. Our biggest depth position on defense is defensive end. That's it. That is it. You have nobody on defensive tackle. Milton Williams is nothing but a rotational guy. Good, but he's just rotational. Jordan Davis needs to really have a big year this year. Nakobe Dean, start of the Nakobe Dean era, great. Got to get another linebacker for him. Slay's gone. You need two cornerbacks. And your safety position is the weak link of this defense. Definitely. One of the weakest spots. So I'm not going to cry. If Slay gets traded, I'm not going to be upset. This is good for our team if he gets traded, probably, because you're going to save cap, and he's going to have more maneuvering with the money like that. 2 months down the road, we might say, hey, this defense looks pretty good on paper right now. Who knows what we're going to say? But we're going to have to go through some, I guess some of you guys are going to have to go through some heartache to really see what this team is going to do. Like Slay, like I got pissed off at Slay a lot this year. Simple as that. It's not like, you know, it's not like we're not signing Jalen Hurts to an extension. He's just going to play one more year and then we're going to let him go. Yeah, that would really piss me off. And that would be a lot of heartache. This isn't heartache for me. Losing Slay is not heartache. Whether it's 3rd and 30, whether it's that stupid jet motion in the Super Bowl that he just completely ignored, that pisses me off. Shit like that pisses me off. I'm not crying over it. It's just like, why should I be upset? If he wants more money and he wants to still be a cornerback in Philadelphia that badly, and he wants an extension so badly, but still he wants his pay raise to go up, I'm not giving him a pay raise. Whatever he thinks he deserves is what he thinks he deserves. And these players are selfish. I'm not saying he is, but this is the name of the game. This is the business that you're in. You're not going to get a guy like BG that's like, I'm sorry, but I didn't care about the money. I got to stay. We didn't draft Slay. Slat. What the hell am I talking about? Slay is not a homegrown talent, okay? BG's a homegrown talent. It's different when you were drafted here. It's different. It's not the same. Slay's been here a few years. He's not indebted to us. He wasn't drafted here. I can go on and on. Oh, man. Oh, I hate the off season, but I love it. Hold on, I'm just getting my drink over here. Oh, man. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. It's crazy. We got a super chat from Yeet Broad. Sorry for that whole rant. Denar Wilson is the reason these guys want to leave. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? This isn't soda, it's water, by the way. I usually feel like soda bottles with water. BC Kenny Galladay only one touchdown against who again? Against Slay. That one pissed me off. That touchdown really pissed me off. He's a funny guy. He's awesome. His wife does a lot for the community of Philadelphia at the games with the lemon pudding, whatever the hell she makes. Okay, I don't know what the fuck she's making. Lemon pudding, lemon pie, lemon ice cream, whatever the hell she's making, I don't know. But, I'm not crying if he's gone. I'm not crying. I might be like, oh my God, we're down in the number one corner. I don't know what we're gonna do. We need to go out and get a free agent like as fast as possible. I mean, our secondary is just Avonte Maddox. I mean, I can't. Who cares? Let Howie do his thing. Just let him do his thing. Got to be patient. We haven't even started free agency yet. Monday is when players negotiate with teams. Okay? Philly fans, good luck with all that. Offense put up big leads in the first half, and the defense couldn't hold the leads in the second half. The Super Bowl is a prime example. Defense wins championships. It does, but it's an offensive league as well, dude. You got to put points on the board. So I get it. That was a pure example of our offense. Obviously, the Jalen Hurts fumble kind of messed us up, but when your defense doesn't show up the whole second half, yeah, it's annoying. I get it. Travis says, Sean decided to turn a terrible Chicago defense into mediocre. I think you got to give this guy a chance. Got to give this guy a chance. He has a shit ton to prove. I agree. Fan of the Bible said, forget Slay. Get Bradbury back. Said, banana pudding, and it was amazing. Can't tell my wife that, though. Yeah, everyone says it was great. Everyone said it was great. I don't know if it was banana pies, banana ice cream. I don't know what the fuck she made. I have no idea what she made. Joey Shakes, are you going to miss the lemon cakes? I have no idea what that means either. David says, Casey didn't have a terrible defense, so... Ryan says, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Leonard Floyd because our defense. coach with Chicago with him. Well, I think another thing, Leonard Floyd wouldn't count against the compensatory pick game as well. So Leonard Floyd would actually make a lot of sense too. But they have a lot of bodies I mean, they can add another body in Leonard Floyd at defensive end, but they definitely need to get some defensive tackles. If they add Leonard Floyd, I want to wait till the draft to get a Jalen Carter or go get Chauncey from Pittsburgh. I'm fine with that, bro. EC1 says you need to find a way to sign CJ. Look, I'm telling you right now, if we're trading Slay and they still let CJ walk, all hell is going to break loose. So Slay also admitted on the podcast he hates talking. Like, what? Oh, come on. He hates talking. What? He said a couple weeks ago when the offseason started, he's like, I love money, but I want to be extended in Philadelphia. He's like, he actually said, I love money. Yeah, he loves money, all right. He ain't going to get it from us. David said Howie has won Super Bowl with Andy Reid players. What has he done? Yeet with another super chat. I'm not seeing these $2 super chats. I don't know why they don't show up. It's weird. But I appreciate it so much. He said not investing in the D. We will look like the Vikings. I'm not investing in defense too much for free agency. With a couple spots you're gonna have to. We'll see, but Joey, what happens if Howie drafts a Rager quarterback? A Rager cornerback, I don't think there's really one that's that bad. I think the guy from TCU, the guy actually from TCU is probably the worst one. That 3-name guy, I forgot his name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like people are like, he wants $20 million. I'm like, well, where's the receipts, bro? I gotta see this for myself. So it looks like Vikings waive cornerback Cam Datzler. The Vikings are just getting rid of a lot of players right now. Chase Edmonds is available. I'm not seeing anything else right now. Bunch of Brandon Graham news. Not seeing anything else. Who else? Devin McCourty retired. James Robinson will test free agency. Running back from the Jets. Nothing much. Nothing much right now. Fan of the Batman says, what is Slay even worth? I don't know. He's making $17 million this year. Like, this is what I can't stand this shit. Like, I can't stand the free agency. I can't stand like re-signing guys because this is what you got to fucking deal with these players every single year. It's literally, it's like, oh, I'm going to make $17 million this year. And yeah, you know what? If you restructure my contract, I'll get more guaranteed money up front, but that's not good enough for me. I want more money. So extend me into a brand new contract at 32 years old. At 32. Oh, well, what do you like? That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we expect from that? I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes, by the way. But yeah, it's been a crazy day. You know, there's a lot to look and kind of go over a lot of things, but it's gonna be crazy. Some of you guys are gonna panic. I'm really not gonna panic that much because I just gotta let Howie do his thing. I mean, we haven't hit free agency yet. I mean, Monday is like the day, you know, everything starts, and then we're gonna be like, then all of you guys are gonna be on your phones 24/7 from Monday on because they're going to find out what are the Eagles doing today, the next day, and then if the Eagles are too quiet, people are going to be pissed off. If they're too active, or if they make the wrong move, people are going to be pissed off. So it's going to be absolutely insane. There's no trade value for Slay. I have no idea. There's nothing. I have no information on any of that because there's been no reports on that. So. Yeah. So Adrian Amos from Green Bay is definitely one that I'm going to be looking at. Deshaun Gibson, because Deshaun Gibson played under Sean Desai when he was in Chicago as well. So I'm looking at Adrian Amos, no doubt. I mean, he's worth about a 3-year deal for like $6 million from Spot Track. I checked that contract out, and it looks like Amos might be affordable for the Eagles for a few years. But they got to bring CJ back, man. I'm sorry, but Philly Eagles fans says, would you want to take a pay cut on your job? No, but I don't. I make salary. I make salary. I don't know why people are getting so like fucking personal with this. It's not about he doesn't deserve the money. It's not about him. It's where the Eagles are financially. It has nothing to do with him. Him asking for, if it's $20 million a year, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not attacking Slay. I'm just stating, like, if that's what he wants, we can't afford it. I'm like, good luck, but it's not going to happen in Philadelphia. That's just the truth. King Wolf says Brandon Graham on a mission for that second Super Bowl championship. Hell yeah, dude. I'm pretty pumped for him being back. Fan Bam says, for people saying that we would take a pay cut, NFL is way different, a lot more money involved. Look at Brady did for years. Yeah. And Brady took pay cuts for a long time. That's why they had a dynasty for so long, because Brady would take pay cuts every single year. No quarterbacks do that. No one does that. It's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I've a pay cut. I've never taken a pay cut at a job, but like, what's his face? Like what Fan of the Batman said, it's a totally different, this is sports, bro. This is there's a lot more money involved. This isn't a job at the supermarket, that's what it is, bro. Yeah, dude, I care more about this organization more than Slay. I care about what we do this year more than Slay. Slay is not going to be the most important thing on my mind going to this offseason. It's just not. If he's asking for more money and not going to take a restructure, then it is what it is. Debo sees Joey, would you trade down to 15 to a quarterback desperate team, pick up a first next year, and draft a good corner? Trade down from 10 to 15? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think from 10 to 15, what picks are you going to get from 10 to 15? If they're able to go from 10 to 15 and still get the guy that they want at corner, I have no problem with it. I don't know if Witherspoon's going to last that long, or Gonzalez if you move 5 spots. It's a lot of spots. Jay Paris, if Slay was 5 years younger, it would make... Yeah, if he was younger, like if Slay was like 27, 28, okay. Like, I get it, I get why, but at 32 years old and his play wasn't perfect last year, and this defensive line really disguised a lot of things for this secondary. I'm not saying it did that for everybody. For Slay, mid-play Slay. I don't know. I don't know what the trade value is going to be for Slay, but the Eagles they could get it. I say they can get a 3rd-round pick. I don't think they'll get a 1st or 2nd. I think they'll get a 3rd-round pick for this year and like a mid-round pick for 24. They got to get another pick for next year. Another pick from next year is what I want. 2nd and a 4th. If they can get away with getting a 2nd, I think it'll be like a 3rd and a 4th. A 3rd for this year, a 4th for next year. I think that's what will happen. Oh, you sent me this. Let me see. Okay, let's see this. Trade value. Trade value on open market is 7.66, which ranks him 9,999th amongst and 350th overall. His maximum trade value within the past 60 days is 7.96. Calculating the trade value. We calculate trade value elevating the performance of all across dozens of categories, including blah, blah, blah. So 7.66. So the trade value for Slay is 7.66, which would be, I don't know, actually. I don't know. So what pick would that be, though? I don't get it. So what pick would you get? I don't get what this is. I mean, I get what the chart's telling me, but I don't get like his rating, his trade value rating over time. Okay, but what's his actual like? I have no idea. I appreciate this, but it's not really telling. It's just telling me his rating. It doesn't tell me like what pick it would be. Cole said, "Y'all trying to stay young." Yeah, dude. Like that's what we need to do. Like we can't do this shit where we got to sign veteran. It's not going to happen. Like you need veterans on your team, obviously, but this Howie Roseman is always 10 steps ahead. Like he's going to make moves. He's going to make phone calls. He's going to try to get young talent here. Like that's what it's all about, man. I'm perfectly fine. Our offense is still intact, and they're going to add more firepower to it. I'm not even worried about our offense whatsoever. The defense, obviously, a lot of free agents, but we haven't even started free agency yet. We're not tagging guys. We're not, going too far and retaining all these guys. Like they could have retained a lot of guys if they really wanted, but really would have choked our cap and really cap strapped us like crazy. But is it really worth it to live in the moment and really live for being a good team for years? That's the difference. You know what I mean? Some teams build for the year. We're building for many years, got to draft well. You know what I mean? So that's what it comes down to. So it's, it's going to be kind of crazy. We'll see what happens, but we got 197 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, like the stream. If you guys haven't as well, check the pinned comment above for the draft highlight reactions. So just pick the lowest tier. You'll see all the videos. We've been doing draft highlight reactions, looking at film as well on some of these players coming out in the draft. So definitely enjoy those. If you guys haven't, just check it out. It does not hurt. Philly shakedown tomorrow. Probably no more videos. We did like 2 videos today, so I don't know, unless there's something else in my mind today, which there always is. Could be another video today. Shakedown tomorrow. So next week, from Monday on, for probably 2 weeks, we're going to be streaming every single day, probably around lunchtime, 11, 12 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be streaming free agency for a couple, 3 hours. We're going to be streaming a while. We're going to be streaming a lot next week. So we're just going to be hanging out, looking at Twitter, looking at news, just hanging out and talking Eagles all, for a few hours. It won't be an hour stream. It'll be a couple to a few hours. So I'll put a post up for it to make sure you guys know. I'll actually create the live stream probably, I won't create till like Sunday night. And we'll get things going. So we'll see what happens with the, we'll see what happens. The BG thing was great today. We'll see what happens with the Slay stuff, the Chauncey Garner Johnson stuff. Should be interesting. And we'll have a lot to talk about in the shakedown tomorrow. So other than that, that's pretty much it. You guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys. Just relax, calm down, sit back, have a drink, go out. Don't be on your phones all day. I'll take care of it. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace out, guys.